Alright, well, I been driving for about 8 hours, and I'm in traffic now on a fucking interstate, and this is miserable, and I still have 6 more hours to go, so I figured I'd just tell a story. Uh, Wrath of the Lich King came out around like 2007 or 8, I think, and at that time I was 12 to 14 and 13, 14-ish area, maybe 12. I don't remember, but I think I was in like 5th or 6th grade, and, I was a deviant little child, and basically, I remember being in Hellfire Peninsula, nerd talk, but I was in this area for the first time, and I was getting a little stuck in a spot, and some random person decided to come over and help me out there, and I was like, oh, thanks, smile with a heart, and of course, being a kid, I only cared about booba, so I was a female character at the time. And I am a male dude. I'm in my mid-20s. So, little youngster, maybe preteen or teenager playing a female character with a nice .3 cat smiley face and a heart after the random person helped me out. And that random person was like, oh, well, do you need more help? And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, kidding me? I'm a fucking idiot, dude. I can't do this stuff. So, he helped me out for about like 4 or 5 hours that night. And we kept playing. And then I added him as a friend on WoW at the time. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. Like, I really appreciate it. And he's like, oh, no problem, no problem. And he was like, by the way, are you a girl? And I don't know what it was, but apparently it didn't click in my head that I was like, oh, a girl in real life. And I was like, well, yeah, duh. And, I'm a female character. Duh, I'm a girl. And I was like, hindsight 2020, I should have realized he was asking if I was a real girl or not. And he was like, oh, wow. He's like, I've never met a girl that plays World of Warcraft. And he's like, that's so cool. He's like, we should talk more. We should play more games. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. In my mind, I was just like, yeah, this fucking guy's gonna carry my ass all the way to the top level. Of course, yeah, dude, sure. Smile, heart. So we kept playing for a few more days, a few weeks go by. We're still playing almost every day. And I remember one time he was like, hey, what's your number? I can text you and let you know whenever I'm about to be online. And I was like, yeah, sure. Dumb idea. Gave my phone number out to a random person I've never met online on World of Warcraft of all things. And we kept talking, and then I started texting him more often, and same thing. I was always a friendly person, so I always did smile and hearts for thank yous and things like that when it was still like less than 3. So, just talking to this dude, just I assume I'm leading him on. He eventually asked me for my real name, and I told him, I was like, oh, I'm not comfortable giving it out to strangers, and I let that go for a little bit longer. And, he started kind of flirting with me through text and on WoW chat. Like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, I'll help you out. It was like a princess needs her prince. Some, like, corny shit like that. And I was like, I realized I was like, oh, I'm in the zone right now. Like, this dude is literally, simping wasn't a thing back then, but I was like, this dude's a simp for me. He is literally bowing down and doing anything I need. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'll be a girl for you, dude. Yeah, no worries. So, I eventually, so I lived in Hawaii at the time. I don't remember where he lived, but I believe it was in, like, the Midwest, and I want to say it was Michigan, but I could be wrong, and it was, like, Idaho or something. But, there was some distance away, so I was safe. So I pretended to be a girl from my class, and I remember I think Facebook was just starting, and MySpace was like still relevant. So I remember, and this was in Hawaii, and this was a quote unquote scene kid in Hawaii, which is a very rare thing. And I mean, I cannot emphasize this enough on how rare that is, but all the heavy filters and editing made it so it was very difficult to see who actually was in the photos. And I was like, sick. this is an easy cop-out. So I would download her photos and I would send them to him every once in a while. I'd be like, haha, look, it's me. Oh, haha. And he's like, wow, you're so cute. And at the time, so before everyone goes like, oh, that's super creepy, he was like 15, 16, like he was a freshman in high school. So he was super young also. So because of that, I was like, okay, it's not like the end of the world weird. But it was like, you know, he was a few years older than me, and I was pretending to be a girl to flirt with him and get him to level my character up for basically free. So this went on for a lot longer, and I want to say I got it into my freshman year of high school. I was still talking to this dude. I never got on Skype, or I added him on Skype, but I never voice called him, solely because I told him I didn't have a mic and I didn't know how else to talk to him. And he was like, oh, well, I can call you on your phone. And I was always like, no, my parents are going to ask who's going to call me or who I'm talking to, and it's going to be really uncomfortable when they think I'm talking to a boy. And I played it off, and I don't know why I kept it going for like literally 4 years, but I kept talking to this dude and I kept like egging him on. And at one point, and this is weird, and this is going to be one of those where you're like, damn, bro, you were into it. I literally pretended to be like extra horny one time to get him to like gift me gold in that game. And I don't know what it was, but I was like, God. And I was like, I'm getting to that age where, you know, I kind of want a boy to come over. And he was like, oh, I could come over. Haha. And I was like, will you really fly out? And I don't remember it word for word, because like that was easily over 10 years ago. But like I remember flirting back with him, and it was so entertaining and fun, and pretending like, oh, I wish I could go to the dance with you, blah blah blah. Mind you, also I was pretending to be like, oh, I was already in high school when I first kind of talked to him. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm in middle school. Oh, I'm a freshman now. Oh, I'm a junior. I'm a sophomore, junior. And then it was like he graduated and he was like, hey, I'm done with school. I know you're gonna be a senior this year. He's like, let me move over there, get a job, and let's be together. And I remember fucking panicking, and I think I deleted him and blocked him on everything. And I feel so bad. And if there's a hunter out there and you know who you are, where you were talking to a Leilani over World of Warcraft for 4 years, I'm sorry, dog. It was a dude. I panicked because I was actually having fun talking to you, and then I was like, oh, but I'm not actually a girl. And I was like, and I'm only a freshman. And I was like, oh my God. And yeah, dude, you know, I'm sorry, but that was my that's my time I catfished someone on World of Warcraft for my benefit of getting 3 max level characters and a shit ton of free gold. So yeah, I kind of fucked. I've never done that ever since then. But it was a time. It was a time, you know. That was a very long time ago.